seeing the results of those contributions that you've made in the past. And, with my father, when my father had cancer, things like that, very, very poignant to look back and see the contributions that people make to different places with Combined Federal Campaign have a direct impact on things like that. So I just want to say thank you very much for allowing us to do this, and appreciate the opportunity to carve a pumpkin. Haven't done that in a while, so thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. I'm concerned now. Have you already taken the top off and taken all the seeds out of the pumpkin, or are you going to do that during this call? Because it's going to take you a while. That's always my challenge, is getting the seeds out of the pumpkin.
Yeah, we're gonna do this from the pumpkin having no seed.
All right. You're a pro. This ain't your first rodeo. Thank you.
There you go. That would be really messy.
Well, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service in the Navy, and thank you for being a career supporter of the Combined Federal Campaign. The campaign does so much through its combined efforts. Small gifts become large gifts. The nonprofits on these calls that we've been talking to the last few days talk about how a CFC gift of a combined gift of $35 or $5 per pay period, small gifts become large, sustaining year-round support for their programs, and they're so critical. So we're so proud to be working with DFAS, and we look forward to today's event. Everybody having fun. Make sure you use the chat. Everybody put in the chat today how long you've been with the Combined Federal Campaign, whether it's as a charity, a key worker in the Navy, on a ship, whether you're, this is your first time as a charity representative, because every time that we do these meetings, we meet new questions that are going to be asked. Our colleague, Rebecca Vachon's on. Rebecca, how come your camera's not on? I think you came on as is it a B? Is that what you are, Rebecca? I saw the picture earlier. So it's Rebecca's first time with the Combined Federal Campaign. She does our work on the ground in Indianapolis and Kentucky and Southwest Ohio. So everybody put how long you've been working with the CFC. Amy, been here 16 years. We've been working with Amy for a long time. So wonderful to see you. Jen, do you want to bring up the CFC site, the giving site? You can talk a little bit about how it works and make sure everybody understands about the importance of their account, starting an account today and doing some searches.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I just want to introduce really quickly, I don't want to leave him out. John Mercurio is my second senior executive here who's doing a carding.
Hi, John. Welcome.
Yes.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Just wanted to again echo Mr. Brown's comment. I wish I was a senior executive, but not quite. Chief of staff here at the DFAS program, so I was thinking on my way in and just really appreciate the opportunity to support the CFC in a different way this year. Appreciate the virtual environment and all the adjustments we're making to still connect with everyone and get the charities out there and have these discussions. So thanks for having me, and I'll turn it back over to you guys to get it started.
Thank you, John. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for agreeing to carve a pumpkin. So over to you, Jen.
Yeah, so everybody should know the website givecfc.org. This is the central landing page for all things CFC. When you go here, it's really easy to get to the system to make a pledge. And it's important to remember that not only can active federal employees give, but also contractors and retirees. I'm a federal contractor. I give generously through the CFC. I couldn't give enough. I wish I could give more. But coming to this landing page, it's simply clicking on the donate button, redirect. So one of the things that we've heard from DFAS employees in particular is, I give through MyPay. And it used to be that that's how you gave. We know that DFAS used to run their giving through the MyPay system. However, that is inactive. So if you hear somebody suggest that they're giving through MyPay, help them understand that portal does not work any longer. And so to continue giving, they would have to come here, sign up, create an account, or sign in if you have a history here giving. When you sign up for an account, if this is your first time using the system, important to know that you will get a PIN verification that's going to come through to your email. And because this is the first time that you're interacting with the system, that email could end up in your junk or spam box. So make sure you check there before you necessarily reach out and say, I didn't get my verification email. I'll go ahead and sign into my account because, again, I'm an active participant in the campaign. Your profile settings, when you set up your giving account, it's going to ask you for your DAO, your department, agency, office structure. And this is important for two reasons. One, payroll connects to the ability to pay your charities. This is how they know to deduct your payment, your pay sources. So you have to pick, obviously, who you're employed with, because that's who's managing your allotments and your deductions. So the transactional piece is important, but also for reporting. In order for your location for DFAS, your zone, to get credit, you're going to want to make sure you've selected the right office. So, Amy, can you remind me what do you know the 6-digit code for Rome is?
I do, and I was going to put that in the chat. But it's N as in Nancy, 6, L as in Larry, 6, K as in Kite, N as in Nancy. But I'll put that in the chat for Rome.
What a cool, yeah, perfect. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Amy's your all things CFC. You guys look to Amy for support there from New York. So this is your 6-digit code. If you put that in here and just hit lookup, perfect. Civilian Office of the Secretary, Defense Finance Accounting Service, and Rome, New York. And then you would set that as your settings. And so when you make your gift, it's going to start populating under that structure, so that you know that your agency, and we know there's some healthy competition out there happening, growing even so in the CFC. So this is your giving site. It's where you go to manage your giving. You can see your deductions happening. You can see your payments going to your charities. You can, it's April 14th and I need that tax receipt. Go there and download it yourself. It's your own account of giving. So very important. Please, if you haven't yet made your account yet, please go to givecfc.org, hit donate, and set up your account so that you can give, whether it's today or later in the campaign through your giving site. So, Mike, anything else that you wanted me to cover?
No, thank you, Jen. But when we do get started, she will go right to the top left and do Find a Charity. And we have 7 charities here today that are going to speak with us for a few minutes each. We're going to speak with 4 of them. In the order, the charities, just so you know, Antonio is going to announce you, and she's going to go off the order that she set in the confirmation email. Give you 2 or 3 minutes to talk. Midway through, we're going to go back to Matt and John, see what their progress is, see if we need to call any medical help in, if anybody's got any, which always happens to me. I always seem to get an aggressive pumpkin carving thing going. So be careful, you guys. We're going to come back to you guys in about 15 or 20 minutes, get you a halfway point, and then go back to the charities, and then wrap it up with the final big reveal from Matt and John at the end. So without further ado, Antonia, who's our first charity to present?
Our first charity is going to be Orphan Children's Fund, CFC code 12378, Mr. Vincent Rossini.
Hi. Can everybody hear?
We can hear you. Thank you.
We got you, Vincent.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Okay. All right, good. All right, so basically, Orphan Children's Fund is a international humanitarian aid organization. We work in Colombia, we work in Nicaragua, and we work in Ukraine. We have 4 program areas. The first is an orphan hosting fund program where we actually bring orphan kids over to the U.S. They stay with families in the U.S., all across the U.S., and there's a big potential for either sponsorship or adoption. We brought about, since in the past 20 years, we brought about 1,300 kids, and about 900 have been adopted. But the program has a much bigger perspective in that a lot of the money that gets raised from the program goes to basic needs to all the orphanages. So a lot more kids get benefited from the hosting program itself, other than the kids that travel. But also, one of the great things about the orphan hosting program is the idea of helping one child at one time. There's this great Compassion International poster that has like just millions of people with little thought bubbles saying, what can one person do? What can one woman do? What can one man do? And the truth is that one person could change the life of one child one at a time. So that's the great thing about the hosting program, is that it makes a drastic change in the life of one child. Our second program is it's mission trips, where we bring short-term mission trips. We bring teams. It could be individuals, churches, work organizations, groups of like 8, 9, 10. We've had college groups up to 50, 60, 70 kids come. They can come on a medical mission trip. They can do a construction mission trip, or they can just do an activity mission trip, working with the kids, giving them a break from the, tough life that they have. It's where they just take them out to the beach, out to the pool, or something like that. Our third program is Christmas Wish program, where it's much like the Salvation Army Angel Tree, where we have these little tags, and we hand out these tags, except that we ask for a donation rather than gifts themselves, because we bring the money over there and we actually take the kids out right after Christmas time. We actually take them out to buy their own gifts, which of course is something that they would never get to do normally. And then finally, our final program is self-sufficiency funds. We have a farming self-sufficiency fund program in Nicaragua, where we have this farming project on the grounds of the orphanage. The kids get to have a better balanced diet from the farming project. They learn agricultural skills, and they learn business skills by selling some of the produce that they grow in the local marketplace. So it's an all around win-win situation. And we also have a greenhouse project that's related to those with the same exact plan in Ukraine, being that it's greenhouse, it could run all year round because it's winter in Ukraine. So those are basically Orphan Children's Fund's four program areas. And again, our CFC code is 12378. Thanks.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for joining us. I like what you said. It reminds me of what the CFC donors do. One person changes someone's life one at a time. That's exactly what federal employees do with their gifts, supporting your organization or the other groups on the call. So thank you very much for that thought,
Yeah.
and thank you for joining us today. Antonia?
Yeah. One quick thing. I'm sorry that I have to bow out because I have to go to another CFC meeting. So thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you,
Thank
Vincent.
you for supporting the CFC, Vincent.
Thanks, Vincent.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Our next charity speaking is WCG Cares, CFC code 45790, Ms. Shannon Bledsoe.
Oh, you're on mute, Ms. Shannon.
Sorry, thanks for that.
Sure.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon Bledsoe, and I'm the Executive Director for WCG Cares, which is an international nonprofit organization based in San Diego, California, and working in low and middle income countries around the world. Our mission is to empower women and girls with the information and technologies that they need to make informed choices about their health. And we do that by partnering with women, with ministries of health, and other locally based nonprofit organizations to introduce new and improved methods for voluntary family planning and HIV prevention. And the problem that we really want to address is the issue of access. We believe that women should have access to innovative technologies to protect themselves from unintended pregnancy and from sexually transmitted infections like HIV, no matter where they live. And the reality is that many women globally have limited access to the knowledge and tools that they need to do that effectively. For example, more than 218 million women say that they don't want to get pregnant, but they aren't using a modern method of contraception. And for many women, the reason for that is that there isn't a method available that meets their needs. Also, according to the most recent UNAIDS estimates, every week around 5,500 young women between the ages of 15 and 24 years becomes infected with HIV. So it's really important that we make the most effective technologies available to give women choices about how to protect themselves if they choose to do so. A couple of examples of things that we're working on with our partners are an acceptability study in South Africa for a birth control that also prevents HIV, a diaphragm that doesn't require a visit to a clinic for a fitting, and the DOT Fertility smartphone app, which has been shown to be 95% effective with typical use. This is our first year with the combined federal campaign, and we're really excited to be part of it. Donations from the CFC will help us to make these and other technologies available to more women. So we'd like to thank the CFC for giving us a chance to be part of this campaign and this fun event. And we thank all of you for your interest in supporting any of the causes that are important to you. And I think I forgot to say in the beginning that our CFC number is 45790. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for joining us. And for those that weren't on the call earlier, Shannon's got a special Halloween background that we couldn't get activated. But personally, I think the background that she has right now is about the scariest thing I see on the screen. I don't know. It's like there's something. It's like there's a horror or like a Halloween film being like something's going to happen behind you that we're all going to see. So I'm not sure that's what you want, but it's going for it. Thank you very much. First of all, for coming today, and secondly, for joining the CFC this year and for letting us learn about what your program is. So thank you for joining us. And Antonia?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Shannon. Your next charity that will be speaking is Catholic Near East Welfare Association. CFC code is 68580, and Miss Leslie Dalton.
I think you might be on mute, Leslie. I'm still not hearing you. We can see you, but we cannot hear you. Can you hear us? You can?
Leslie, try going to your audio, the little thing right next to your mute button, and try changing your microphone. Change it to a different setting and then put it back on whatever your actual setting is. That may reset it for you.
Let's come back to Leslie, Antonia, and
Yeah.
Leslie. Yeah, try to get it to work as throughout the meeting, and we'll come back to you. Okay.
And one of the things, Leslie, that we found too is sometimes people have to go out and come back in. So if you feel like you want to troubleshoot that way and you drop off for a moment, we'll understand that you're going out and coming back in. But we'll get back to you.
Thank
Absolutely.
You.
Oh, hey.
Right, we heard you.
You heard me?
We hear you, yes.
I did nothing. How strange. All right, fine. This is wonderful. Am I on?
Yes.
Go?
You are.
All
Yes, you
right.
are.
This is our very first time, and it came at a wonderful time. Oh, God bless each and every one of you. We are a papal agency. We have worked in very difficult areas of the world for 94 years. We were put together and came into existence in 1926. I'll tell you the areas we work in, and you'll know why it's good to be with the CFC this year. We work in Lebanon. We work in Syria. We work in Israel and Palestine, in Jordan and Iraq. We also work in Africa, in Egypt, Eritrea, and Ethiopia. We work in India, and we work in Georgia, Ukraine, and Armenia. We have a very full plate. And unfortunately, much of our work that we have done over the years in places like Syria and, of course, Lebanon have been lost. And we are very, very, very happy and blessed to be with you here. We have taken enormous losses. We have field offices in all of these countries. And in that sense, we never leave. We are always there. We work through the Eastern churches, our sister churches. We work as one with them. They tell us what they need in all these various countries, and we do everything in our power here in the USA to get them exactly what they need. We build clinics, we build schools, we build hospitals, we care for orphan children, we care for the aged, for the sick. We turn no one away. We do not. One of our wonderful sisters says, we don't work with people and care for people because they're Christians. We care for them because we are. Thank you all. I think I must be coming up on 2 minutes at this time. God bless you. If all of us keep our shoulders to the wheel going forward, certainly, and we teach our children to do the same, we will move Earth closer to heaven. I think we will. God bless you all. Thank you for allowing us to be here. We are so very grateful.
Oh, Leslie, thank you. That
Leslie.
was an inspiring presentation and a very important message, especially when things seem so disconnected, and to talk with you and hear your passion and to hear what you feel in your voice and your presentation was inspiration to me. So thank you very much for sharing that with us today.
Thank you.
Antonia, we'll go to Kirti and then we'll take a break and just let Matt, Joan, you might want to let Matt and John know we're on our way over here in about 2 or 3 minutes to check in on them. Okay. All right, Antonia.
Mike. Our next speaker, of course, as Mike said, is Kirti Khalsa with Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Foundation, CFC code 12166.
Kirti, you're on mute as well.
You're on mute.
Sorry about that.
No, we appreciate it.
So, hi everyone, and thank you so much for having us here today, and for showing some love, CFC. And before I even start, I want to say that all our thoughts and prayers are with all those affected by COVID, and those who have lost loved ones, and to all the CFC members who are essential workers and who keep us all going. So thank you. As Antonia said, I'm Kirti Khalsa, the CEO and co-founder of the Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Foundation. Our mission is to prevent Alzheimer's by funding holistic medicine research and providing educational programs to the public and to medical professionals. So I think that everybody would agree, it's a big statement, but I think everybody would agree that everyone is concerned about their brain and their memory, especially as we're all getting older. And I would say, especially if you have or know someone who has had Alzheimer's and you've witnessed, how serious and devastating emotionally and financially this is for families. And for the individuals, of course. And especially also if you're concerned because you have someone who's a direct relative with this disease, because yes, it is in part hereditary. But what I want to tell you is that there is good news. And the good news is that thanks to your donations, we are the organization that has put this disease on the map of preventable diseases. So thank you to all the contributions that we've received in the last 15 years or so. We funded the research projects that have proven that actually how you live your life today, so what your lifestyle choices are today, will impact your brain, which is both good and bad, right? So, but this means that it's never too early and it's never too late to start on a preventive program, on a brain health program. And so I want to show you that we have brochures. Obviously, I can't cover everything here today, but we have brochures that you can download for free. And other materials you can download for free on our website, and that's alzheimersprevention.org. And other than that, I wish you, all the very best. I want to tell you how grateful we are, and hope to be able to continue this work thanks to your support. Again, our charity number is 12166, and have a happy holiday season, even in this new normal of 2020.
Thank you, Kirti. It's interesting, and I think it's enlightening to know that there's so much that we can do for brain health starting now. Thank you for providing that information and pointing us to, I think you said it was underneath your store, where some of those downloads are. And also thank you for being a partner to the CFC for 15 years. You've been with the Combined Federal Campaign for many years. Yes, Jen.
I just dropped that free resource site link into the chat as well. So if anybody's interested in that, Kirti, my mother had strokes. aneurysms, and there's a long history of brain illness in my family, and unfortunately, she passed away from it. So I can appreciate some free resources there for sure. But I want to also acknowledge here at the footer to all our charities, if you're not already, promoting your participation in the Combined Federal Campaign, you can see here that Charities' website has her CFC logo with the code here at the bottom. So great job, Kirti. All charities should have
Great
this.
job, Kirti.
Feds know
Great
this
job.
logo. It's their logo, and you're having your code and putting it in your newsletters and sharing it on social media. Anywhere you're publicizing yourself, it's a really small piece of real estate that when feds see it, they know it, and they think, oh, that organization's in my campaign. Let me give to them. So if you don't have this on your websites or in your newsletters, your social media feeds, what have you, go take care of that. So good job, Kirti.
Thank you, everyone.
Jen. So we're gonna turn off the sharing so we can see the midway point of the pumpkin carving. Get a good up close picture of Matt and John. Joan, are you there?
Hi, Mike. Yes, I am. I also want to, just so I don't forget, put my 2 cents in for the Rome employees. You'll also find this information on the Rome portal homepage. But as the charities have been putting out their codes, here at Rome DFAS, we also have a code that you want to include on your donations, and that will give us credit here at the DFAS Rome. And I'll read it off, but like I said, you can also find it on the Rome portal homepage. It's N like Nancy, number 6, L like Larry, number 6, K for kilo, N for Nancy. And I'll turn this over so you can see what the makings of the pumpkin paring is doing.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Joan. And I know Amy dropped that code into the chat earlier. So if you're not sure what it is, whether it's Joan or Amy, oh my goodness, look at, wow. Matt, you said it's been a while, but I'm not so sure that's true.
So the competition here in Rome is pretty stiff. Mr. Brown's been over. So I'll let him show his pumpkin first.
Almost, there we go. There we go.
Hey.
I love that.
You've got a little CFC there.
Yay!
Right on. Well done.
Fantastic.
I'm more of a pick by numbers kind of guy, so I took my time and I put all the little dots in. And so I'm a little bit further behind, but we're getting there.
John, are you in accounting? John, are you in accounting?
Some would say that, yes, sir.
That's the way I do it. Do it paint by numbers is the only way I can finish it. So thank you guys. So we're going to go back to the charities. We'll be back to you in about 15 minutes for the big reveal. So thank you guys.
Quentin, we're going to have to take all these pictures and create a collage, DFAS leadership pumping, and then maybe you guys could put it out to all employees as a contest internally across all your areas.
Sure, yeah, that sounds great.
You got some great pictures, some great pumpkins.
Thank you. So our next charity speaking is going to be the Joseph Michael Chubbuck Foundation, CFC code 37353, and Ms. Barbara Chubbuck will be speaking.
Hi guys, thanks for having us here. We're very honored because we're a small fish in a big pond of causes. We're locally based right out of here in Rome, New York, and we started in 2014 after my son passed away from cancer. And he was in the Army National Guard, and he was also a senior in physics at Utica College, very rare aggressive cancer. And he asked us to start a charity to help cancer patients in need. So we are community-based. 90% of our donations from the community. Our AFR is 1.3%. So everything is volunteer-based. Most of the money goes out to assist the patients in need. We have 3 programs we run: a patient assistance program where we help with rent, gas, utility bills, child care, equipment and needed supplies. We also have a nutritional education and support workshop that teaches patients how to eat better and what they need to do to build up their immune systems. That's once a month at the Regional Cancer Center. And then we also have distributed over 104 COVID-19 safety assistance kits for patients because they can't get out or they're afraid to come out during the COVID epidemic. So with that in mind, constant demand on the foundation. We've given away about $250,000 since we started 6 years ago, and we're over 750 patients right now that we've assisted. This year alone, we've assisted 228 patients, and the need is out there, so we really appreciate being part of the CFC, and we really welcome the support of the federal employees because they make this possible. We just want to make sure that everybody knows the patient status is verified. So we know it's a cancer patient in need of assistance before assistance is offered by our board. Again, our number is 37353, and we really appreciate the help from the CFC and all the federal employees.
Well, Barbara, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for doing the work that you do. I obviously to start a foundation like this, I think one of the things the CFC does very well is recognize the smaller fish in the pond equally with the larger fish. And you're a great example of that. Jen, could you go back to the CFC site and kind of hit a little bit on how charities can be searched for by overhead, noting that this organization has a 1.3% overhead. If you were to put in anything like children's cancer and go by rate, you can search below charities for 10% and find the organizations that have low overhead. And it's something that smaller organizations do very well, volunteer-based organizations, and the way the CFC recognizes that work, that commitment to the low overhead, and the way your operation is organized is something that the CFC does to emphasize and recognize, as you put it, smaller fish in maybe a larger pond. But CFC for 60 years has been supporting and recognizing the work that you do. So thank you very much for joining us and speaking today, Barbara.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Yes, our next speaker is going to be the Michelle Mady Memorial Foundation or Memorial Fund, CFC code 62647, Mary Carmel Wolf.
Hi, everyone. Hope you can all hear me. Thank you so much for inviting me today. Am I on?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to piggyback on what Barbara said about being a small fish in a big pond. That's us for sure. We've been part of CFC for about 25 years, actually. And we've always touted the fact, like her organization, that we have all volunteers, so we have no overhead, basically. It's under 2%. It has been under 2% for many, many years. I do want to point out, though, that there was an error on our dashboard on the CFC website, and I contacted the person about that. So our AFR it says 33%, it's nowhere near that, it's about 1.4. So there was an error, and it was corrected through some paperwork we did earlier, and it just hasn't shown up on the website yet. Anyway, this memorial fund is named in memory of my daughter, is pictured here, Michelle M. 80, the last name is 80, my name is Wolf. Our code number is 62647. After Michelle died, we thought it'd be nice to start a fund that would help children in need. This has been since 1986 we were incorporated. And what we do is, if you know of a seriously ill child, which I'm sure many of you do, we pay for the costs of things that are not covered by insurance. Trips to cities where they have to be treated. Many of our kids need to go to Boston or Cleveland or somewhere, stay for 6 weeks, rent an apartment maybe. We pay for costs like that, travel, food, lodging. Moms and dads who have to take a whole bunch of time off from work to be with this child. That's what we support. Our giving area is very local. We're based in Rome, New York, but we give to Oneida, Madison, and Herkimer counties. Our donors are from those areas, so we like to give back to that area. We have no federal or state grants or anything. Everything we collect is from people like you, people from CFC, and personal donations. We're very grateful to CFC, who's been with us for so long. Let's see. Your donation will help these families to not think about the things that they don't need to be thinking about when their child is ill. Helping them through this terrible time, knowing that these costs are paid for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary. I did see that both
Michelle.
Both you.
No,
I'm sorry.
Michelle,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your
Michelle's
name is on
Michelle's
the.
her
Sorry
daughter.
about that. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary.
Sorry about that.
But I saw that both you and Barbara both had the CFC, and recognize your CFC donors along with your other public sector employees, the New York CFA fund. So those state employees, federal employees are recognized on the front page of your website. That really shows, we believe strongly the connection between public sector employees and public benefit corporations like your organization and all the charities in the Combined Federal Campaign. There's a nexus there. The public benefit, the public services that you provide is something that we've explored locally, had conferences, and have a lot of what we train our coordinators about is just that nexus where federal employees, state employees, public sector employees, and public benefit corporations like 501c3s are uniquely qualified to get together and support each other. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for joining us and being a supporter of the CFC for so many years. Antonia, our final charity.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, our final charity speaker is CareNet Pregnancy Center of Central New York, CFC code 80839, Mr. Paul Marshall.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for inviting us to be a part of today's event and for hosting us. Like the last couple of speakers, we are a small organization right here in Central New York. We reach out to women who primarily, like my mom back in 1958, wake up one morning and discover that they're pregnant and usually have no support system. So we provide free pregnancy tests, free ultrasound in conjunction with a local physician. We provide parenting classes and other life skill courses, all designed to help families be strong, well-educated, and give the parents a little bit more to work with when developing a parenting plan. We also provide a lot of material aid to those people, free diapers, free formula, free strollers, etc. During the pandemic, we were able to help 279 local families with a 30-day supply of diapers per child. We're prepared to do that again if our state shuts down and there's a shortage in the stores. And in essence, that's what CareNet is all about, reaching out to young families that are in a little bit of need in a crisis time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, that's, we've talked a lot about the need on this call, what the needs are, and some of the dramatic things that you just talked about is how the needs went up 7-8 months ago, and the things that you provide are critical. The shelves are empty, and you turn to you guys to get diapers. I know those parents are, you're a lifesaver for them, and the need is great right now, and everybody that's coming together during the Combined Federal Campaign. Jen, do you want to talk a little bit about the early results of the campaign?
Sure, and I also want to ask, Amy, could you remind me what zone number this is that we're in?
Our zone is up
36.
New York, and we're zone 36.
36. Okay, I wasn't quite sure which number it fell on. Obviously, you guys can see here the site gives the number and not a name. So thank you, Amy. I'm just taking you guys to the page, and yeah, I'll talk really quickly about results. But then I also wanted to give Amy an opportunity to speak, as she is your guys' zone manager there in upstate New York. So we're super excited about results coming out the gate. The CFC has started stronger than it has in many years. In fact, day 35 of the campaign, which was on Monday of this week, the campaign was sitting at $8.6 million raised. And on day 35 of last year's campaign, it was at 4.1. So it's more than doubled the pace. So charities be excited. That being said, we have to keep this momentum going, right? So how do we do that? And it's very important for our nonprofits to be engaging with the upstate New York social media page, sharing the posts, acknowledging their participation. You should have reoccurring, you guys have a lot more followers following you than a CFC page per se does. And so your guys' engagement on social media, and again, your website, your newsletters, thanking your donors, engaging, keeping that CFC presence front of mind for your donors is really important. But the campaign has started out very strong, and we're cautiously optimistic but hopeful that it will continue. What we know is that federal employees want to give. They are some of the most generous people we know. We know that when life shows up on our doorstep, and if it hasn't shown up on your doorstep yet, just wait, that the nonprofits are right there behind it to help you. So as Mike mentioned, the intersect there, that nexus is real. And we don't have to look far to see that the need is great. So we're super excited to see feds engaging leadership, supporting us with their pumpkin carving, and many of the agencies, leadership is at the table in a way it hasn't been in a while. So I think there's a lot of reasons the campaign has started so well, but it takes all of us to keep it going. So one ask at a time, our federal employees, peer-to-peer. It's a beautiful campaign model that you have. Extending the invitation to participate is really important. So make sure you guys are talking with your colleagues about how to give and where to go to give and the importance of giving. So Amy, did you want to say a few things as the zone manager?
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody coming together today. Our outreach coordinator, Captivate, we're working with McGuire to reach all DFAS employees across the world, actually. And today, the focus is on Rome and Cleveland area. But I just want to thank Joan White for her hard work with getting the message out to everybody, as well as the DFAS directors, and working together to try to communicate the message of giving, whether it's volunteering, which is so very important, as well as giving financially. And I just, we're kicking off DFAS's campaign now in Rome, and to date, without even really kicking off so right now at noon Wednesday, they have over $2,000 raised at DFAS. So we're hoping this is the great push. This is the launch to really get engaged. It was really great to see these local charities, being that's the virtual world. Hello, 3 local charities. My first time getting to see you, and I appreciate everything, whether it's large or small, that the charities do, and what the federal employees give back, whether it's large or small, donation of time or funds. So we are grateful to be here today, and thank you for everything that we're doing to make it just a better place overall. So thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for your support, Joan. You're right. All kudos to Joan and Quentin for setting this up between all of us, the outreach coordinators, leadership. We couldn't have done it without them. And this has been a wonderful. This is our 3rd and final DFAS event. We were yesterday morning. We were doing presentation, having people carve pumpkins in Kaiserslautern in Germany. So this is a tremendous event. It shows what's possible. And we're just honored to be working with all these great professionals. So Jen, do you want to stop sharing, and we're going to get ready there's 2 things that are going to happen. We're going to get ready for the big reveal. And then everybody, if you can, turn on your cameras. We're going to go to a kind of that Brady Bunch view. And then we're going to have everybody look at that, Matt. All right.
Hey, Mike, I did want to also, if you don't mind me interrupting, I did want to acknowledge our astronaut, Otto, who's with us today. He's also with Amy with Captivate. So nice to see you, Otto. Thanks for showing up in costume as well. So.
Yeah. So all right. Should we have a vote, Joan, on Matt or John? I don't know. Do you want to put a vote in the chat, or are we just going to go as a tie among equals? I don't know. Those are pretty. Are you sure you didn't have that done before you came on and then pulled it up like a cooking show?
No, I guarantee
good work,
they
gentlemen.
did it all here. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, no, that's tremendous. That is really great.
I love this. This is wonderful.
We'll turn it over to Matt and John to wrap it up, and then at the end we're just going to get everybody to give a thumbs up, and we're going to take a picture. And everybody, just so you know, also these pictures we're going to share some of them on some social media. We are recording this, so Amy and Joan can share it later on if they want to with other DFAS employees in Rome. And so I just wanted to give you a full awareness. Rebecca, thank you for coming on. Are you a B? Is that what you are? I can't see the top of your. Okay, all right, I got you. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
I don't know. I think Matt's CFC, splash there is kind of sealing the deal for me. But John, I certainly love yours as well.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm mute.
So it might be your.
That's spooky. That's intentional spooky Halloween music, right, guys?
See if I can go back to them. So, Matt, John, do you guys have anything to say in closing to the charities and the assembled your colleagues from DFAS?
I just want to say
thank you. Let me get down here.
Thank you
for letting us do this. I think John and I had a great time carving the pumpkins and chatting and just getting to know some folks. We had people in the office here. Joan came in and Michelle came in. So just seeing 4 people in the office here is something new for us. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to do this.
I'm so happy you guys could come together and spend some quality time together, see each other. That's such a gift these days, right? So, Matt, John, thank you for your leadership. Amy and Otto, thank you for working alongside of us in partnership with DFAS and hosting these events. Quentin, you and Joan have done a great job here and with many other events into our charities. We certainly are very grateful to be working alongside of you with this work. So, Mike, did you want to, if anybody who has the ability to turn on your camera, if you can do so for the ending of our presentation today, we would love to take a Brady Bunch, or what was it? Was it Kermit the Frog, Mike?
Where's my camera?
I just have to add to my costume because this is what happens when a San Francisco Giant fan has to watch the Dodgers win the World Series last night. That's my picture. It's been a hard day. So thank you all for joining us. Jen, do you want to take a screenshot? Everybody say Happy Halloween, CFC.
You want me to do this? How do I do this? Okay. Then.
Oh, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. I got you. All right, everybody. Yep. All right. Well, thank you all very much. We'll have some pictures to share. Have a great afternoon, and thank you all. Let's keep the momentum going with the Combined Federal Campaign 2020. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.